Hey guys, it's Sagar from TechWorks. Ever since I uploaded the camera review of the Redmi Note 6 Pro, you guys have been asking me to compare its camera with the Mi A2. So in this video, we will put these two cameras up against each other and see which one comes on top. Rear cameras on both these phones look exactly the same, but on the inside, they are packing completely different sensors altogether. Before we go any further, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the amazing videos coming up on this channel. Let us first look at the specifications of the cameras on both these phones before we head over to the images. Primary camera on the Mi A2 has a 12MP Sony IMX486 sensor with f1.75 aperture and a pixel size of 1.25 micron. Secondary camera has a 20MP Sony IMX376 sensor, again with f1.75 aperture. And this sensor uses pixel binning technology to combine the information from 4 pixels into 1 pixel, so it helps to capture better images in lower light. On this phone, you can switch between the lenses while taking images while you are in the manual mode. Main camera on the Note 6 Pro has a 12MP sensor with a wide f1.9 aperture and a larger pixel size of 1.4 micron. Secondary camera has a 5MP sensor with f2.2 aperture, and as in most of the budget smartphones, this sensor is only used for capturing the depth information for the portrait shots. You cannot switch between the two lenses while taking images or videos on this phone. A2 will allow you to take 4K videos at 30fps and 1080p videos at up to 60fps. On the Redmi Note 6 Pro, you can only shoot 1080p videos at 30fps. There is no option to record 4K videos within the native camera app. There is a dual LED single colored flash which sits between the cameras on both these phones. On the Mi A2, you again get a 20MP Sony IMX376 sensor but with f2.2 aperture at the front. And on the Note 6 Pro, you now get a dual camera setup at the front as well. Primary camera has a 20MP sensor with f2.2 aperture, and the secondary camera has a 2MP depth sensing sensor with f2.2 aperture. Camera app interface is mostly similar on both the phones, with a couple of options being specific to just one of these phones. Note 6 Pro has the AI mode switch at the top of the interface, while the Mi A2 has an additional option in the manual mode which allows you to switch to the secondary lens, which is something that you don't get on the Note 6 Pro. Alright, with that out of the way, let us now take a look at the image and video samples from both these phones. Daylight image from both the phones are sharp and show a lot of details. Redmi Note 6 Pro has a slightly wider lens on the primary camera, so we can see a bit more of the scene in all of its shots. If we look closer, images from the Note 6 Pro are showing a bit more detail. It has a bigger sensor, so the size of each individual pixel is also larger, which lets it capture more details of the scene compared to the Mi A2. Since the Mi A2 doesn't have AI mode, all of these images are shot without the AI mode turned on the Note 6 Pro as well. If you want to check out images with and without the AI mode from the Note 6 Pro, I will suggest you guys to check out my dedicated camera review of the Note 6 Pro, which I will leave a card to on the top right corner of the screen and also link it in the description section. Note 6 Pro shows a bit richer colors of the two, and it also has a bit more contrast in its images, which depending on your color preference, you may or may not like. Mi A2 is powered by a slightly more powerful Snapdragon 660 processor compared to the Snapdragon 636 on the Redmi Note 6 Pro. Still, the Note 6 Pro is a bit better at processing HDR images. Here are some of the HDR shots from both these phones, and we can clearly make out that the Note 6 Pro is preserving more details both in the darker and brighter parts of the images. Now this is a focusing speed test between both these cameras. Mi A2 is a tad bit slower at switching the focus from far to near objects compared to the Redmi Note 6 Pro, which is taking full advantage of the new dual pixel face detection autofocusing. Once they have set the focus, both the phones can take very good close-up and macro shots. And in these shots, now A2 is showing slightly more contrast compared to the Note 6 Pro. Background is blurred out very nicely on both the phones, and that makes the subject pop out even more. Now this one is by far the best close-up shot that I took in recent times. I prefer the one from the Note 6 Pro since it is showing better colors, and it was also very quick at focusing, while with the Mi A2, I had to take this shot at least 5 to 6 times just to get the focus right. Coming to the portrait shots, both phones are doing a very good job of detecting the edges and separating the subject from the background. There is a slight shift in color in these images from both the phones. Mi A2 is showing a bit greener tint compared to the warmer, more natural looking images from the Note 6 Pro. Both the phones will do a good job even if you have bright light in the background like you see in these images. Both are capable of taking portrait mode images of objects, and they are really good at it. They can even separate very complex objects from the background. Images from the Note 6 Pro are slightly brighter than the ones from the Mi A2 in most of these shots. And the Note 6 Pro continues to show a bit richer colors of the two here as well. On the Note 6 Pro, you can edit the amount of blur in the background of these portrait shots, apply various light trail effects and save them as images or video files. And you can also add various studio lighting effects to portrait mode images which have faces in them. These are some really cool features and they are working very well on the Note 6 Pro. As the light goes down, we will start seeing some differences in the images from both these smartphones. Redmi Note 6 Pro still continues to capture better and warmer looking colors as you can see in all of these images. But the Mi A2 is capturing more details and much lesser noise of the two. Images from the Note 6 Pro are again a bit brighter in these situations, but the ones from the Mi A2 are holding up much more details. It captures even more details and lower noise if you switch to the secondary lens from the manual camera mode. When it comes to capturing scenes with bright lights in lower lighting conditions, Note 6 Pro is doing a better job of keeping the exposure under check. Certain parts of the images are overexposed from the Mi A2, but the Note 6 Pro is doing a very good job as you can see in these images. Both phones have 20 megapixel front-facing camera, but the aperture and individual pixel size is different on both. Even then, we see almost same amount of details and information in the selfies from both these phones. Even in lower lighting situations, we get pretty similar results from both the front-facing cameras. Portrait selfies are almost similar from both the phones, with the Note 6 Pro showing slightly better colors of the two. It also has a secondary front-facing camera to help with portrait shots, but we don't know if it is absolutely necessary because the Mi A2 is taking almost similar portrait selfies with just a single front-facing camera. Here is a video with the front-facing camera of the Redmi Note 6 Pro and the Mi A2. As I am walking around, you can see how both these phones handle the exposure, colors in the background, and overall stabilization of this video. This is a 1080p 30fps video from both the phones, and both the phones are doing a good job of keeping the video stable. Mi A2 is capable of recording 1080p 60fps and 4K 30fps videos as well. A2 is capable of taking high frame rate videos, and it can also capture more details in lower lighting images. It comes with a more powerful processor, and it starts from 15,999 rupees. Redmi Note 6 Pro starts from 13,999 rupees, and it comes with a slightly underpowered processor compared to the Mi A2. But it still matches Mi A2's camera performance, and in most of the cases, performs even better than the A2. Note 5 Pro had one of the best cameras in the budget smartphone when it came out early this year, and I think the Note 6 Pro is well on its way to do the same. Both these phones have a very good set of cameras, and which one you like might come down to your personal color preference. If you want a phone with a better processor, Android One software instead of MIUI, and if you want to take high resolution or high frame rate videos, then go with the Mi A2. But if you want a good set of cameras, bigger battery, and with that, if you also want to save 2000 rupees, then go with the Redmi Note 6 Pro, and trust me, you won't be disappointed with it. After looking at all the image and video samples, what do you guys think about the cameras on these smartphones? And which one would you choose for yourself? Let me know in the comments. If you are planning to buy any of these phones, I will leave links to them in the description section. Using these links to purchase your phone will help the channel out at no extra cost to you. I will be comparing the cameras on the Redmi Note 6 Pro with the Poco F1 in my next video, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more quality tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.